Yo, what it is, is your boy Nixie coming back with another bullseye of a video here today on the channel. Okay, so I really snapped on this. I made a dope mastering preset pack using UAD Spark plugins, and I wanted to show you guys the power and the force and the professional cleanness that you can get on your masters using UAD Spark plugins. So if y'all like this video, don't forget to subscribe and check the link down below if you want to grab the mastering preset pack. But regardless, we're going to break down how we did everything. So the very first thing that we have here today is we're going to be using Studio Rack. For the people who do want to grab the preset pack and support, appreciate it. So what you'll do is first you download Wave Studio Verse. After that, you go over here, you go to Scan VST3, and make sure you have the UAD Spark plugins. I have the UAD Spark subscription. I only got it, to get like there was like maybe like 4 or 5 plugins I didn't already have, just to fill everything out. But let's get to it right now. So the first preset that I actually made right here, I think it was called the Radio Ready Master, and I noticed that a lot of times when it comes to the radio ready stuff, there's a bit of air, there's a touch of warmth and touch of knock. So, we're going to start that out. One great thing about using the Studio Verse too is I get to use these assignable knobs, so I can control UAD plugins with these knobs, and you couldn't do that without the Studio Rack. So let's get to it.
Now you're easing through my mind, can't press pause. Oh no, got me tripping on the way that you are. Whisper something that'll knock me off guard. Then you smile like you know what you got. So you don't fall easily, girl, that's cool. But the way you looking at me, breaking all the rules. Moving slow, but your body got a different tone. Saying we cooling, but the way you touch and feeling grown.
All right, really dope. So unfortunately, UAD doesn't give us a limiter, but you're gonna have to use your own limiter. You can use whatever you want, L2 or whatever. This pack right here is just using the UAD plugin. So the very first thing that I have right here is I actually use the Avalon. I actually like how the Avalon has a really dope treble band at 20K, a really nice air band, and I assigned that to the macro right here, which is going to be what is it called? The air. So when you play around with this air knob right here, look at that treble right there. You can control it instantly. So this just gives us an incredible advantage using UAD. All right, I'm actually gonna start off with the whole chain. I'm gonna break it down. So yeah, I use the Avalon first.
Now you're easing through my mind, can't press pause. Oh no, got me tripping on the way that you are. Whisper something that'll knock me off guard. Then you smile like you know what you got.
So the most important thing too is I actually took advantage of a little bit of bus compression. I think I just kind of ever so slightly tapped it, not even 1 dB, because it's an optical compressor. But I just kind of like how I really squeezed the mix and it made the low end feel cool. You know what I mean? But then I used the air band on the 20K and that gave some air. We also did a smiley face curve, so there's a low shelf and a high shelf, and we ducked out a nasty little mud resonance. And worked on the mid range. So I like to use the Avalon on the master, as crazy as that sounds, just for specifically the EQ. The EQ is really a sweetening style EQ, makes the song creamy. Then we have the Fairchild. I use the Fairchild to boost the volume. And this is a great thing. Taking advantage of UAD plugins is the concept of dirty gain, that dirty, seasoned, lemon pepper, salt and peppered, well marinated volume that you're going to get. So this is better than using the regular volume, maybe on even a limiter, because this is going to give you saturation. So not only in addition to volume, it's also adding a nice little presence from that tube saturation. But I parallel blend it right here because sometimes it can become too much, and this warmth knob right here is what's gonna be the one that's, ooh, look at that. That's so cool, that warmth knob right here. Look at that. You can control how much warmth you're getting, All right, so I would be very delicate with that. Then I use the Fresh Air just for a little bit. That's a free plugin. You guys can download it. I think this is the only one that I use the Fresh Air on. But you know what? I'm actually going to change it up right now because we don't have to use the Fresh Air because we have this great plugin, which is the Type A from UAD. And I've been fucking a lot with this Type A. Now you feel me, the breaths become a little bit more fresher. And then we also used a little bit of this MEQ5, which is really dope, to get a mid-range knock. That's a classic thing with the radio style sound masters, is that you got that really nice mid-range knock that's going for you.
Been on 10 when them names that you said. Now you're easing through my mind. Can't press pause on the. Got me tripping on the way that you were. Whisper something that'll knock me off guard. Do you smile like you know?
That's more to help the mid-range feel full, especially because you're like, you know, with this one right here, this preset right here, you're gonna probably be doing a lot of like getting the air and stuff like that. Okay, so this is the radio ready preset, really dope. I love that one. And let me see which one's the next one that we got right here. Yeah, so yeah, we just use the basic limiter.
Been on 10 when them names that you said. Now you're easing through my mind. Can't press pause on the. Got me tripping on.
All right, so yeah, you know, you could just split it up between 2 limiters, 2 dB, 2 dB. That's how I would do it, and you're at -9 LUFS. The parallel split, we actually did use the distressor as a clipper. When you put the distressor on 1-to-1, it turns into a clipper and you overdrive it.
Been on 10 when them names that you said. Now you're easing through my mind. Can't press pause on the. Got me tripping on the way that you were. Whisper something that'll knock me.
So it just adds more harmonic density because we're using the red light. We're taking advantage of the red light, the soft clipping with inside of this plugin. We're putting it on 1-for-1. That's giving us more soft clipping and some parallel distortion, and that can be controlled through the clip button. And this clip button right here will control this bottom right, this slider right here. So I did a little bit of parallel clipping on the, you know, the mix. All right. Next thing that we got right here is the clarity master.
See, I'm gonna get that money, you gon' go and hate on me, oh. I'm in Miami, watch me jump right out that double This bitch, she with me from the city, and she's turning up like, yeah. Too many drugs, they run the club, we going up. She wanna kick it, I told her we got drugs, like, I'm off Henny with my semi, ben I run up on me, yeah. Shit, I'm the ticket, she love it when I put that shit on, yeah. Backseat riding with that chopper, and I'm sipping double cup. I keep them shooters in my rear view. I tell
Mastering is so easy with these presets, bruh, because everything is already kind of set up and we're taking advantage of the UAD Spark plugins. I love using the Type A enhancer, and of course we got an air knob right here. This is controlling this mix knob right here, but this plugin is overpowered. I was thinking that, oh man, this is just another Aphex oral exciter. This is just another gem dopamine. Oh hell no, because you got some other different things. You also have the opportunity to, you know, go under the hood, you know, and start to play around with maybe like the knee, the attack and release of the soft saturation and everything like that. So I think that's really dope. And then I use the API Vision, and I only used it for this band right here. So, and also like getting this channel strip to run through your mix. I don't know if y'all ever tried this, but if you put a channel strip on your mix, the UAD ones, boy, that shit gonna sound good because that saturation emulation is on point.
See, I'm gonna get that money, you gon' go and hate on me, oh. I'm in Miami, watch me jump right out that double This bitch, she with me from the city, and she's turning up like, yeah. Too many drugs, they run the club, we going up. She wanna kick it, I told her we got drugs, like.
Woo! That bit got everything knocking though, you feel me? Because we understand the density area of an API is mid-range, and that's why this is called the clarity thing, the clarity master preset, because we're making things more clear, right? We're making things more clear, but we're also focusing on mid-range detail, all right? So then I use the Empirical Labs distressor as a clipper again, which is crazy, but this time you don't get to control the clipper. So this is clipped clarity. This is the 2000, it's the reason why it says 2025, because the style of 2025 is clipped, you know?
See, I'm gonna get that money, you gon' go and hate on me, oh. I'm in Miami, watch me jump right out that double This bitch, she with me from the city, and she's turning up like, yeah. Too many drugs, they run the club, we going up. She wanna kick it, I told her we got drugs, like, I'm off Henny with my semi, ben I run up on me, yeah. Shit, I'm the ticket, she love it when I put that shit on, yeah. Backseat riding with that chopper, and I'm sipping double cup. I keep them shooters in my rear view. I tell them bust, you pull on side, on the road, we leave the body.
So I'm using the clipper to make it louder. I'm using the distressor as a clipper, which is an exotic way that nobody really uses it. The Pultec is only here as a tube saturator.
See, I'm gonna get that money, you gon' go and hate on me, oh. I'm in Miami, watch me jump right out that double This bitch, she with me from the city, and she's turning up like, yeah. Too many drugs.
Ooh, it just helps it turn up, and it helps to give the harmonic density because it has the tube saturation in this. So that's why it says 2025 clarity. The tubes will give us the clarity because of that density area in the upper end. Then I use the API 2500 because I like this one to be like, this is when you want your mix to be up forward, you feel me? Like really just everything is just forward, you know, like that obnoxious little brother in elementary school. Oh my God, I can't stand this kid, bro. He's all up in my face, man. You feel me? Type of situation. I use the limiter right here too. So clipped and limited, you know, type of situation with a slow attack and a fast release. You know, this kind of like that final limiter just to generate, just to use the tone of the VCA topology.
See, I'm gon' get that money, you gon' go and hate on me, or what? I'm in Miami, watch me jump right out that double R. This bitch, she with me from the city, and she's turning up like that. Too many drugs, they run the club, we going up. She wanna kick it, I told her we got drugs like I'm off Henny with my semi, ben I run up on me, yeah. Shit, I'm the ticket, she love it when I put that shit on, yeah. Backseat riding with that chopper, and I'm sipping double cup. I keep them shooters in my rear view. I tell them bust, you pull on side, on the road, we
So it helps those drums hit super hard. That's a great preset. If you're using like a 2-track beat or whatever, and you throw that on your master fader, and now them drums gonna start hitting harder because that density area on that API 2500. And then what did I do? Oh, I distorted mic pre right here. I distorted the mic pre, and we got that on a parallel knob with parallel saturation.
See, I'm gon' get that money, you gon' go and hate on me, or what? I'm in Miami, watch me jump right out that double R. This bitch, she with me from the city, and she's turning up like that. Too many drugs, they run the club, we going up. She wanna kick it, I told her we got drugs like I'm off Henny with my semi, ben I run up on me, yeah. Shit, I'm the ticket, she love it when I
And it's just so subtle, dude. It's so subtle with that little saturation, dude. It just make it feel more forward. That's all. You know what I mean? Just taking advantage of the saturation emulations of the UAD. Okay, you know, it's like a Kodak camera. You want to get that clarity out of that thing, you got to snap it the right way. Then we have this next song. Shout out to my dog, Austin. I recently mixed this one for him. If you guys ever do want to get a mix too, I mixed all these tracks, you know, let me know down below or email me. This is called the, what is this one called? This one is called the Glue Trap Master. And we use the SSL bus compressor, okay? And, you know, we're going to be getting a lot of knock and a lot of hit out of this one. But it's still going to be glued inside. It's still going to be glued to us like Gorilla Glue. It's still going to be glued to us like a Siamese twin.
And then bam, I be at the top of the boards like damn. Hold up, wake up, get my bag up. Check my phone to see what girls are popping on the gram, bruh. Then she thick, then she fine. I might hit her ass up. I might get my bag up. AB get on rasa. Oh, oh, monster on the loose. Since a little kid, I've been making money moves. Oh, oh, music what I do. So I'm coming back, cause baby girl, I can't lose. I can't lose, I can't lose, I can't lose. I can't lose, I can't lose, I can't lose. I can't lose, I can't lose, I can't lose. I can't lose, I can't lose. I'm in the studio, don't kill my vibe. 20 cups full of liquor, we drinking them dry.
Okay. Shout out to my boy Austin. Look, we're gonna use the UAD Type A, and of course we're gonna use it again to get wait, hold on. No way I left this shit like this, bruh. I damn well know I did it like this. Okay, perfect. All right. So most importantly, yeah, this is the right one, right?
And then bam, I be at the top of the boards like damn. Hold up, wake up, get my bag up. Check my phone to see what girls are popping on the gram, bruh. Then she
Yeah, it's the same shit. This is just, it got the knobs now. Okay, cool. Type A, that's the bring brightness.
and then bam, I be at the top of the boards like damn. Hold up, wake up, get my bag up. Check my phone to see what girls are popping.
All right, then you have the SSL bus compressor. The SSL bus compressor is the glue in this whole thing.
And then bam, I be at the top of the boards like damn. Hold up, wake up, get my bag up. Check my phone to see what girls are popping on the gram, bruh. Then she thick, then she fine. I might hit her.
And you know, this is a VCA, of course, so you know that ratio, that hardening of 4 is also gonna harden up the mix, just like the API, what the API was doing for us too, you know. Hard knee is what sharpens the bass, it's what sharpens the kick, it changes the shape of the low end, and that's what we want on a glued master, because we want our low end to be tight, you feel me? And then I used the mainly massive passive. I only used it to cut a little bit, and I think I did a little bit of a boost on the 1K, you know, usually that's the mid-range part. That's gonna help things just cut through better, and the glued master because we want it to be solid, but still like, you know, some stuff is cutting through, some stuff is popping out like a pimple a little bit. But for the most part, everything is smooth and clean, you know?
And then bam, I be at the top of the boards like damn. Hold up, wake up, get my bag up. Check my phone to see what girls are popping on the gram, bruh. Then she thick, then she fine. I might hit her ass up. I might get my bag up. AB get on rasa. Oh, oh, monster on the
Super subtle, super subtle. That track actually mixed like the stems and stuff like that. So that's why, like, you know, this is just all like sweetening stuff, you know? And then the EQP1A is always going to be great on the master bus because we can boost low end. We could do the pull tech trick too, which is going to instantly tighten up the low end. And this is what this preset is mostly about: glued, you know, solid but dense. You like gelatin, you feel me? It's together, it's cohesive, but at the same time, you feel me? It's big, you feel me? And it got some movement to it. We don't want it to be glued and flat, you know, like tofu or something like that. We want it to have a little bit of wiggle like gelatin. Then we have the EQP1A doing that 10K shelf. You know, so this one is gonna be a little bit bright because the SSL has a way of you know, rounding off the high end. The SSL sound is a little round because it has a transformer inside of it, and you know, this one doesn't allow us to take the transformer in or out. But you know, usually it has a transformer in it, so it warms off the top. That's why I say it's warm and glued for the SSL. I also use the sidechain filter too. You know, I like to just, you know, I wanted this one to be about tight glue, right? So the sidechain filter is great because it won't look at all that sub information. We're gonna have the bus compressor mode bumping off based on the kick, you know?
and then bam, I be at the top of the boards like damn. Hold up, wake up, get my bag up. Check my phone to see what girls are popping on the gram, bruh. Then she thick, then she fine. I might hit her ass up.
On purpose made it louder for that dirty volume too. And yeah, you know, all of these you know, presets are calibrated to -6, so just make sure your mix is at -6. You know, put a VU meter, put a PAS meter, or whatever, put a whatever the hell you want to put, a meter, you know, isotope insight, and make sure you're just hitting that -6. That's what it's calibrated for, -6. Now if you want to change that, you could just also do the overdrive too and drive your mix into the 2-bus. It's just that easy. The button's already there. All right, then I did something different. I did something exotic right here. I took the SSL-E channel strip and I literally put on the mic pre and I made sure I slammed the overload, which is gonna enable the clipping. And now we got parallel clipping going on through this just one knob right here.
And then bam, I be at the top of the boards like damn. Hold up, wake up, get my bag up. Check my phone to see what girls are popping on the gram, bruh. Then she thick, then she fine. I might hit her ass up. I might get my bag up. AB get on rasa. Oh, oh, monster on the loose. Since a little kid, I've been making money moves. Oh, oh, music what I do. So I'm coming back up. And then bam, I be at the top of the boards like damn. Hold up, wake up, get my bag up. Check my phone to see what girls are popping on the gram, bruh. Then she thick, then she fine. I might hit her ass up. I might get my bag up.
Just a little bit of that clipping, bro. You don't need gold clip. You don't need orange clip. Sometimes you could just fuck around and clip one of these UAD plugins, turn on the mic pre and parallel blend that bitch in, and you got a nice little analog clipper. And I love the way the distortion on the UAD stuff sounds because it sounds so like musical. You feel me? It doesn't sound crazy. It's analog clipping, not digital clipping. So this is great. Even if you got gold clip and all the orange clip, you can still add this to your arsenal too. UAD channel strips clipping it. I like to clip sometimes my vocal, parallel blend that hoe, you know, or put it on, you know, duplicate the track or do an aux or whatever, okay? So now we're going to be looking, oh yeah, let's not forget the loudness capacity.
And then bam, I be at the top of the boards like damn. Hold up, wake up, get my bag up. Check my phone. And then bam, I be at the top of the boards like damn. Hold up, wake up, get my bag up. Check my phone to see what girls are popping on the gram, bruh. Then she thick, then she fine. I might hit her ass up. I might get my bag up. AB get on rasa. Oh.
And that's coming from that clipper. You feel me? We're already at like -8 and we only doing what? 2 dBs, 3 dBs? Like, come on, bro. You could have split that in between 2 limiters and get it to be even louder. You feel me? And you are controlling that distortion independently with that easy, simple knob that's right there. So that's why I love the Glue Trap Master. I love all the presets in this pack, but I like that one too. You feel me? So let's look at this one. I think this one is called the, what was this one called again? Let me go over here and then, you know, engage it. The thick upfront master.
You gon' fall in love with me tonight. You gon' call me. If I don't get a text, something ain't right. Girl with a pretty face I get, I'm a grown man. It's more than I can explain in a short time. They didn't need a grapevine to hear you sounding like me. Need another shout out when I put on D&D. And it's you, babe. You know nothing else is in between. It's too much for me to scheme, babe. I know that I'm real. This ain't no sound. You can only find on desktop. Yeah, I'm making the room bounce. I'm not even rolling up. It's just ain't a flex. I don't wanna call on them up. Call on them up. It's how it should be. You gon'
So this is like more for like, you know, thick upfront masters, you feel me, type shit like that. You don't want it to be you know, sounding too digital. You want it to have like a chill guy. This is pretty much the chill guy master preset, you feel me, you know. So yeah, that's what I like. I use the Neve 1073 as a smiley smiley face, a little bit of top, a little bit of bottom, and those are controlled both on these knobs, Neve Air and Neve Boom. Okay.
You gon' fall in love with me tonight. You gon' call me. If I don't get a text, something ain't right. Girl with a pretty face, I get, I'm a grown man. It's more than I can explain in a short time. They didn't need a grapevine to hear you sounding like me.
So even though we've done a little bit of push from the air, you know, we're not being too crazy about shit, you feel me? We're not being too crazy about shit. We still have the boom if you want to control the boom. And you would never be able to do this stuff, you know, control it in one knob. You can even link the controls if it wasn't for our good friend Studio Rack, okay? And also the Neve has transformers, transistors. That's helping the master too hit harder. Then we got the tape master from the ATR. I usually just use the GP9 because it handles low end the best in my opinion.
You gon' fall in love with me tonight. You gon' call me. If I don't get a text, something ain't right. Girl with a pretty face, I get, I'm a grown man. It's more than I can explain in a short time. They didn't need a grapevine to hear you sounding like me. Need another shout out when I put on D&D. And it's you, babe. You know nothing else.
Helps the fundamental of the bass cut a little bit through. Then I use the Hitsville EQ just for a little bit of a bass boost. You feel me? And so this is what the bass knob is all about. This is more like, you know, a classic style bass. You feel me?
You gon' fall in love with me tonight. You gon' call me. If I don't get a text, something ain't right. Girl with a pretty face, I get, I'm a grown man. It's more than I can explain in a short time. They didn't need a grapevine to hear you sounding like me. Need another shout out when I put on D&D. And it's you, babe. You know
That's what I love about Studio Rack. I'm over here controlling UAD plugins with just a simple knob, bro. I don't even gotta go into the plugin, bro. It's already right here set up for me. You feel me? And then you have the EQ-P1A. And I use this just for density. Like how I said, pulling up an EQ-P1A on your master bus, you can't go wrong, bro, because it's gonna give tube saturation and some dirty volume.
You gon' fall in love with me tonight. You gon' call me. If I don't get a text, something ain't right. Girl with a pretty face, I get, I'm a grown man. It's more than I can explain in a short time. They didn't need a grapevine.
And the last thing that I have right here is the API 2500 again. And I think we only tapped it.
You gon' fall in love with me tonight. You gon' call me. If I don't get a text, something ain't right. Girl with a pretty face, I get, I'm a grown man. It's more than I can explain in a short time. They didn't need a grapevine to hear you sounding like me. Need another shout out when I put on D&D.
Yeah, we're not even doing any volume. This is just more like a run through. So this is very non-invasive, non-GMO, you feel me, non-invasive species type of master bus preset. It's going to give us some bottom, some top, some smooth saturation from the ATR 102, also remaining transparent, not changing the low end. You know, just helping us really get some body to the mix. So this is pretty much the end of the video here today, you know.